What's up, everybody? Teddy Striker here, and in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys who I think the fighter of the year was in the female weight classes. I believe it was Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili last year in 2021, she went 0-2, got knocked out by Rose Namajunas, and lost a fight that I thought she won, but on paper and with the judges, you never know. So she came back this year in 2022. She came back in a huge way by knocking out Joanna Jacek, but in the second round with a spinning back fist after it was a pretty competitive fight. And obviously their first fight was by far the greatest fight in females MMA. By far. That was just an awesome fight, but she came back and she dusted Joanna in the rematch. It wasn't like the first one at all. It was only 3 rounds, and Zhang Weili had a huge strength and wrestling advantage. Even her striking was pretty good. But then she went up against Carla Esparza, which she got the belt of beating Rose, but never mind that fight. So we get to Carla Esparza versus Zhang Weili, and Weili does what everyone thought she would. That was one of those fights. There's not many of those in MMA, but you're guaranteed, for sure who's gonna win. It's a bit like that in boxing, not to throw any shade, but there's certain tune-up fights that it's alright, we know who's gonna win. Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora, we all knew Tyson Fury was gonna win, but me personally, I just wanted to see Fury fight. But for Weili and Esparza, it was just a match tailor-made for Zhang Weili to get the belt back. It's weird, because you want to beat her up too. And then she lost to Rose twice. One by knockout and one by decision. And the same thing's happening here. Rose beats Weili, Carla beats Rose, and then Weili beats Carla. That's how it goes in MMA, but yeah, she just destroyed her in the fight. The first round she won pretty convincingly on the feet. And then I forgot who. I don't know if Carla took her down or if Weili took her down. But the fight got on the ground. I only watched the fight once. That was live. But yeah, Weili took her down, or they ended up on the ground. And then Weili has really great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she's really strong. Because she got this it was like a reverse crucifix. She was on her back, and then Carla was facing up, and she had her arms trapped. One of her arms between Weili's legs, and one arm trapped with Weili's arms. And then Weili just choked her like a rear naked choke, but she didn't have her back. She only had control of her arm, which is really impressive, and it looked really painful if I was Carla Esparza. That'd be really painful. So yeah, Weili gets the belt back in the second round. Obviously, her major improvements are she was always a physically strong fighter. She was very athletic, but now she's got really good wrestling technique and great control, and she's very dangerous because she can knock anyone out. Well, maybe not anyone, but she can overpower other fighters, and she can also out wrestle them now. So she's becoming way more well-rounded. It's pretty nice to see. And me personally, for next year, I think she should fight Amanda Lemos at women's strawweight. Now Rose I feel like Rose should fight someone else, another contender, maybe Young Zhang, and Zhang Weili fights Amanda Lemos. And it is a tough matchup for her, I'm not gonna lie. But if she does get past her, she should go up to 125, fight Valentina Shevchenko. That's a fight I've always been interested in ever since, after UFC 261, where it was Usman versus Masvidal 2, and Valentina versus Jessica Andrade. And And then after that, it was Weili versus Rose. I thought Weili was going to win versus Rose that first time. And then I thought her and Valentina were going to fight later in that year. But obviously that didn't happen. But it's still a pretty interesting matchup because obviously Shevchenko was like, in my opinion, she lost her last fight. But outside of that, like, she's been super dominant in that weight class. Like, it's like some of these fighters are just clearly not on her level. Like, I mean, look at that Lauren Murphy fight. Like, that was just wild. But I think that having someone like that, or even Manon Fiorot could fight her too. But I feel like Weili would be an interesting match and a nice super fight. And for Weili, I don't see why not. Like, this is a super fight. And to make huge amounts of money, and like, she's already very strong. So I don't think Shevchenko's just gonna like do that thing where she like grabs your head and just tosses you down. Like, yeah, I don't think, but she could though. Shevchenko is actually really strong too. But yeah, it's just an intriguing fight. The striking is gonna be interesting too. Because like not many of these women's flyweights are really testing her on the feet. Like, the only times Shevchenko's had trouble with the grappling at flyweight. Like, if you look at that Jennifer Meyer fight or the Taylor Santos fight, that's how it went down. But I think Zhang Weili should fight Amanda Lemos and then fight Valentina Shevchenko next year. And she's by far the female fighter this year. It's not Amanda Nunes. It's not Valentina Shevchenko. It's none of them. It's absolutely Zhang Weili. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And tune in for the next one. It's going to be the male fighter of the year.